Welcome to the actual last minute paper one geography Edexcel advice. This is actually the night before the exam, so I'm gonna speedrun doing this. So 12 and 20 markers assess on a spatial and temporal scale. So is one factor more significant in the long term? Blah blah. Please use this argument as literal cheat code. Let's move on. Again, spatial and temporal argument. Think local, regional, international, short term, long term. And if you're running out of time, smash those conclusions out before you run out of time and come to a final conclusion, no matter how raw your argument is. So never ever skip out on that conclusion paragraph for a 12 and 20 marker. Again, I'm going to go through this very quickly. Timings, a mark a minute for small mark questions. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 markers, 1 mark a minute. So note down the time which you start a question, and then note down the time you're supposed to finish. So you have a rough idea in the exam of when to finish. So 15 to 20 minutes for a 12 marker, 20 to 25 minutes or 20 markers. If you go over, go to the next question. Then if you're if you're running out of time, make sure to at least complete the large mark questions and let God carry you on those uncompleted small mark questions. So at some point in life, guys, you're probably not going to finish every question to the best of your ability. So at some point, you just gotta let go. Yep. So moving on. Forget if you're forgetting a case study, don't panic. If you forget the key statistics, fake it till you make it. Don't let the examiner know you don't know. So if the question is wanting you to talk about a forest, but you forget all PSD, just make a very obvious but relevant statement, like the Amazon is suffering from heavy droughts due to enso cycles. So yeah, keep it a fact, and just don't get phased, and make obvious statements if you don't have a case study. And yeah, if your explanation makes sense and your analysis and your assessment makes sense, your examiner will just skim over the evidence. And again, 6 and 8 markers, how to format them. So 6 markers, 2 to 3 main points with evidence and explanation. And you also need a definition of the key term. 8 markers, self-explanatory, add one more paragraph on top with the definition of key terms. And always start these questions off with a quick definition of the key terms. Okay, and how to cook the Tectonics 12 marker with models and flex on examiners. So, an easy way to destroy Tectonics is by linking to DEGS or the PAR model. So here it says the PAR model. If the 12 marker is asking about tectonic disasters, use this model. You can link to how different factors play a different role in the lead up to a disaster. So, for example, in the Haiti 2010 disaster, you can argue that low income was the root cause, and this shows that it's the most important factor because it's a disaster on a national because it caused a disaster on a national scale, and it caused national vulnerability. So you can just waffle about that. And the same goes for the DEGS model. If a 12 marker asks about a disaster and you want to balance an argument out, you can say things like this long-winded paragraph I made. So using DEGS model, we can see that for a disaster to occur, hazard must meet human vulnerability. Therefore, their relative significance to the contribution of a disaster is equal on both a spatial and temporal scale. So yeah, if you want to balance out argument, use this model in the 12 marker and just talk about it. If the 12 marker wants to asks you to talk about a disaster. See, I'm tripping up my words. I'm going too quickly. And carbon and water cycle, very self-explanatory again. Linked to the Kuznets curve. So if the larger mark question on water and carbon asks anything about sustainability, slap this model straight away. And yeah, you can just argue that higher income in developed country equals more environmental care, and the opposite is true if you look at this model. And here are some quick examples to read before walking in from my old mock. So here's one of a 12 marker, so that's the first part. So just pause it and read it again. Then here you go again. And then here, sorry, one sec. Yep, sorry, here. Again, pause it, read it if you want. Pause it, read it. So 6 marker right here. I got 6 out of 6 in my mocks. And then here's an 8 mark. I got 6 out of 8. I forgot to talk about one thing, but I still think it's relevant. It's the second paragraph or second part. And yeah, guys, just good luck. I speed ran it for you guys very quickly. Quick tips of paper one specifically. And this will be you tomorrow, or you on paper one. If you just focus and relax and just do the best of your ability, you'll be cooking OCR, AQA, and Edexcel at the same time. If you just follow my advice. Look at your case studies, annotate your specification right now, so what you should be doing, and running through some easy exam questions. So yeah, good luck.